The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 22nd day of May 2023. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman. She, Sherry Vanderpool, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sister Sherry, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Jamal.
Happy Bermuda Day week, too. Yeah.
Bermuda Day week, Gemini season kicked off yesterday, so I am really excited.
All right, you Gem. All right, do your thing. So
birthday is coming up, Jamal.
when is Gemini season? May 22nd to the June 21st?
May 21st to June 21st. June 21st.
Oh, okay. Well, let me write a note, make sure I remember her birthday.
Favorites. You don't have to write a note. I will remind you.
Oh, my markers just dropped, Sister Sherry.
See? And if Gemini's in the audience, let me know.
All right, Sherry, that's June 22nd.
Play if you want to, Jamal. Play if you want to.
Whatever.
Hit me up June 22nd. It is June 21st, the first day of summer, the best day of the year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Get it together.
I mean, happy birthday when it comes, Sherry. I'm sure we'll party like it's 1999. Is that what Prince said?
Was it Prince?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll agree to that one. How was your weekend? Whatever.
My weekend was kind of, mixed, because you all know the only thing I really like to do is go to comedy shows, right?
Oh, I shouldn't have asked this question.
I should have bought a joke for you and Maya this morning, but anyway, my comedy club, Palm Beach Improv, shut down this weekend, folks. Yeah, they are knocking it down. They're building office buildings downtown Palm Beach, and so you know who was performing? Gary Owen. You know Gary Owen,
Mm-hmm.
white guy.
Yeah.
He was in all those movies. The ones with Kevin. What's it? Think Like a Man and Think Like a Man too. He was in that. But he performed. Obviously, his whole thing was about Black women, and
Well, his wife is, or ex-wife.
Axe, get it right now. Axe,
yes.
Yeah, he definitely touched on that. He got dumped, but yeah, he was funny. He was hilarious. But again, I don't do you all know I don't go out past 10 o'clock. Comedy, I always take the early show, the 7 o'clock show, not the 9:45 or 10. And so that was the one fun thing I could do regularly. And it's going because they're building office buildings. So now they're not opening a new location in Palm Beach until 2025, which is going to be out west, which means it's going to be a 45-minute to an hour drive. So yeah. So
it's funny you have all of this information. It is hilarious. Well, mine was pretty good, Jamal. Thank you for asking. I did yoga and journaling yesterday, which was awesome. I kind of wish I was in Bermuda. Shout out to DJ Rusty G. I heard Flag Invasion was a movie.
I mean, the brother don't put on nothing that ain't. But come on now, Rusty and Rusty's not a DJ. He's not even a producer. He's a businessman. The guy is just doing levels, man.
He is, and like I said all the time. Remember when Rusty started out somewhat, and just to see
She
his,
likes aging people, man. She likes aging people.
I'm more so aging myself because the brother has just
Yeah.
gotten better with time. Like he is
Mm.
awesome. They said it was a movie, a vibe, everything.
Yeah, glad you weren't there. Would have been rated R or something. But anyway, folks,
Maybe.
that's what I'm talking about. See, she's so nasty. I think we can give a big shout out to our brother Phil. I mean, he let us know, so we're gonna let the public know. But big brother Phil and wife, um, um,
Oh God.
Valicia, and Shiloh, his oldest son. Congratulations to them on the new addition. So I will say this much. Phil told me on Friday that Baby's gonna come join the show, and Baby did come join the show, and he hit me up. He says, 8:58, bro. And you know me, and that would be, can you please tell everybody? Because I want to talk about it. I want to celebrate. So happy, and congratulations to Phil and his family on the expansion. And his oldest son, Shiloh, he's a big brother now. He's a big brother. Phil says to me last night, Sherry, he goes, yeah. I said, how's Shiloh enjoying Big Brother? I don't think he understands he shouldn't be jumping all around his mom and the baby yet. I said, he's being what he is. He's being a good boy, man. That's what he does, right? Anyway, Sherry looks like a popsicle, folks. Looks like we lost her for a bit. So yes, we will definitely send Phil your congratulations, Tanya Cheeseman and Sam Cat Place. He's probably asleep, you know what I mean? Phil got to get his beauty rest in. When a new baby comes along, you know how it happens. Yes, we'll pass it on Michelle White, Sam Cat Place. We definitely will. But we've got to have a conversation this morning as well. And, oh, he's here. He says, thanks, gang. He says, thanks. Oh, you are awake, right? I ain't gonna make fun of you. He is awake. Phil says thank you to everyone. He says thank you. So let's get into today's question. And he says thanks to the community as well. So look, let's get into today's question, folks. So today's question is very simple. So there was an article that I came across on, what's it called? LinkedIn, and the Wall Street Journal is reporting that, the question was, is a college degree still valuable? Right? That was the question. Is a college degree still valuable? And I couldn't afford, I don't know about you all, but I can't afford to pay to read the entire article. Yeah, they ask for like these fees, right? Like, what is it? A couple of dollars a month or something. But you know, I can't afford a subscription. So I kind of got what I could out of it. But basically, goes on to say, between some state government jobs dropping college degree requirements and major companies focusing more on skill-based hiring, young adults are getting mixed messages about the value of a four-year degree. The Wall Street Journal writes, a recent survey with analytics firm Lightcast, however, found that they're still beneficial because of an automatic 25% wage premium that happens within a year of a graduate entering the workspace. Ain't happening with me, but anyway, no, that's a lie. And in jobs without degree requirements, those who have one earn more. Those who have a degree earn more because they're more likely to move to a higher paying role. So the question that we had on our Instagram stories was, do you believe a college degree is still worth it? That's the question of the morning. Let me share something interesting. Not sure if you all saw the Instagram story and the results, but it was very interesting. Very interesting. And before we get into that, we'll Cher's probably having some challenges. Greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. We're going to welcome Danielle Paynter on from Bacardi. And the daily play is Bermuda Day Trivia. Bermuda Day Trivia. So you don't want to miss out on that. And if you haven't already, Bermuda Day Trivia is part of the holiday edition. You can purchase that is available at stores throughout Bermuda. So don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date. All that we have going on. Help us grow Beyond the Mic as we continue to do our part to improve our community. Now, folks, when you subscribe to the website, I guess you get an email where you have to verify your confirm your subscription. All right. Also, real quickly, before you answer the question, we are giving away 2 remote controls for AC units that are compatible with all males and models that can either be mounted on a wall or stand alone. TDH community members, this is one way you can win. If you're a TDH community member, either through our YouTube channel or who've registered on our website will automatically be entered into a draw. Unfortunately, we only have 2 people eligible so far, Marcia Bradshaw and Shonda Shields. We'll be calling a few more names today through Thursday, and we will announce a winner on Thursday. All right. You'll have 60 seconds if your name is called. 60 seconds, a 60-second type countdown to type HERE. That's here in the comments. The second way to win is just make sure you follow our Instagram page. When you see anything posted relating to this giveaway on our Instagram page, all you have to do is share it, like it, and type HERE. All right. I'm just going to give you a hint. There may be a post going up on our Instagram today. I'm not sure what time, but it may be going up today. So follow us. Make sure you type HERE. Make sure you share it and like it to your stories if you choose. The winners will be announced for both contests on May 25th. Let's bring the popsicle sister Sherry back into the show. Greetings, Sister Sherry. You froze a bit.
Well, it's like my electricity went like blink and then the internet went out. So I was just waiting for it to reboot. So it's what it is. It's a Monday.
The internet came back, huh?
Yes, for the audience.
Okay. All right. Well, she's back, folks. I know they were celebrating. I mean, Marcia says congratulations because you were gone. So
whatever.
But anyway, let's ask this question, folks. Question: do you still believe a college degree is worth it? So, as I was stating, so according to these articles on LinkedIn and the Wall Street Journal, looks like more companies, major state government jobs, and major companies are focused more on skill-based hiring, and then, Lightcast, which is a analytics firm, they're saying that 25% wage premiums happen for those within a year that are college graduates. So what are your thoughts? Let's go to the results on our Instagram as I was going. So our Instagram story, we had the question, do you believe a college degree is still worth it? And the results were very interesting. We had 28%, only 28% who said yes. We had 4% who said no. And we had 68% who say depends on degree. I think, I'm not going to say most people, but I thought that depends on institution, which was 0%, might have come up, but it tells me who our audience is, right? So you all have never heard people try to act like if you went to a certain school, it's less than, like if it's not Ivy League or, a certain level, like I've heard many of those conversations in my spaces because to a lot of people, everyone can get a degree now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what institution did you go to? So I was shocked that no one said depends on institution, but it's interesting. Now, depends on degree. I think that makes sense, Sister Sherry, because at the end of the day, if someone's selling me shoes, I don't care whether they have a degree or not.
Right.
But if someone's operating on me, you may say, well, please, yeah. But even then, I remember I had a friend in graduate school whose husband went to like Penn State or something like that, right? And he worked in New England. Well, New England's home to most of the Ivy League schools, right? And she said that people would say to her husband, at the doctor's office or hospital, wherever he worked, oh, what school did you go? And he'd tell him, oh, well, that's not Ivy League. And I was like, wow, it's interesting. Yeah.
I think, do you think that's a generational
I think it's
like
regional, because again, remember where the Ivy League schools, like in the Northeast, that's where the majority of Ivy League schools. And I think although MIT is not Ivy League, MIT falls in that as well. So you have a lot of those schools, Brown University, Dartmouth in Massachusetts, Brown in Rhode Island, Harvard in Massachusetts, Columbia in New York, Yale in Connecticut, Princeton in New Jersey. I know I'm leaving out a few because I think it's 8 Ivy League schools. But all that to say, it's interesting how people's thoughts work. But anyway, audience question, do you believe a college degree is still worth it? I know Sherry said what?
Depends on degree. For me, it depends on the degree. Like you said, if someone's selling shoes or so forth, or even possibly owning the business, you don't need to necessarily have a degree in those areas. There are so many different ways of learning and gaining experience that you don't need a degree for certain things. You know, when you talk about law, when you talk about, being a doctor and even some, counseling and therapy, just all depends on what it is. I don't think that there's so much value in degrees depending on what area you're going into.
Law, you need a degree to research and argue. Nah, but really, I mean, think
That's
about it.
life sentences and different things. I want you to know your stuff.
I mean, you need to go to college to learn how to research and argue with people. And I'm not degrading it. I'm just simply asking questions. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a conversation I don't think we've had. I think formal education. I mean, the late Laverne Ferber and I used to go at it because I was doing my master's and I was, arguing against formal education. So why are you in school, Jamal? I said, well, look, as I often say, we're all hypocrites at some point. I'm in school because my sister's in school. I just want to get it done with. So, I'm not here because I like school or I believe in it. I'm just doing it because I can, right?
Right.
And I still feel that way. I don't believe that, it's so deep for me. It's systemic. It's so deep for me. I think about why are we so quick to put people in debt and give them a student loan versus give them a business loan or a loan for a home. Like I do think of that stuff. I think of, the systemic part, like the amount of people in the United States that come from, I guess, middle to lower class who literally live their entire lives in debt simply to pay off a college degree. And
Yeah.
truthfully, the majority of them, percentage wise, based on analytics, unless they go to certain schools, because that research has been shown as well, that certain schools, your degree is bound to get you a certain level of employment right out of school versus others. I mean, I had someone tell me, I don't know if this is true, Bermuda, so don't knock me. I had someone who went to BHS that works in the IB sector that actually told me, oh, we put BHS on our resume. Most people don't put high school on the resume, but if we put it, it stands out for us in Bermuda. I was like, oh, interesting.
Right.
That was very interesting to me because BHS students were seen as elite, right?
Yeah.
So, my answer to the question is definitely it depends. I do agree with Cherie Dill. She says, I believe it is worth it for just the experience, life lessons, networking, and global exposure,
Yes.
if you're privileged to be able to do so. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the college experience for me was something unreal, and it's something coming from a small place like Bermuda. I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, it was the first time I had a group of friends that their first language were in English, right?
Yeah.
When I was in Huntsville, obviously I was around all Bermudians. And then when I transferred and went up to Rhode Island, I found myself with people that I would have never known. And then when I was in graduate school, my two closest friends were from Morocco and India. So for me, it was that experience that I really relished and valued more than the formal education part.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jamal. With so many life lessons that you learned while in college, and how to kind of self-manage yourself and so forth, and just the people that you met. I still am close friends with a number of people from school in Huntsville, and I chose Huntsville because it was Bermudians there, personally.
I mean that's why I chose. I mean, you think I would
Well,
have willingly went to Alabama for any other reason?
Well, for me, because I had lived in the States prior to that since
Oh,
I was
right.
16, and it was so much of a traumatic experience at the time. I just wanted to be
Be
closer to
around people you
people.
knew. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
No,
So
first,
that was, yeah.
what are your thoughts, folks? Do you agree with Sherry? Do you believe it depends on degree? Do you agree with myself? Depends on degree. Do you believe in that, it's worth the experience just for life lessons, networking, global exposure? I mean, we do talk about networking a lot on this show. Michelle White says yes. She believes a college degree is still worth it. However, the value of a degree is sometimes based on the qualifications of those in the leadership or hiring positions who make new hires obtain more qualifications than they have. She goes on to say, Yes, there are times when the institution makes a difference. Again, will be based on the leadership or hiring manager. And I'm glad she's saying this, and she's coming from an HR perspective, because a lot of that stuff really does come down to the individual. Like if the individual went to a technical school, like think about the jobs, right? So if it's let's use BAC, we're dealing with ACs, right? We're dealing with refrigeration and heating.
HVAC.
That's what it's called. Thank you, Sherry. HVAC. This is why you don't do the show alone, folks. But you're dealing with HVAC. It's very likely that they're looking for someone specific, and it may help you if you went to a technical school to, be hands-on and do the work. I think deciding based on institutions not a bad thing, as long as you're not dismissing people because you feel like the institution's not good enough, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If an institution is known for providing people who can get the job done, maybe. But it's interesting. Do you believe a college degree is still worth it? Samcat Place says yes. Why, Samcat Place? Give us more. Michelle White says yes. In Bermuda, it is valuable to put high school on your resume, especially if elite school, public or private. That's interesting. So are you telling me if I put Cedar Bridge on my resume, it's not considered elite and they'll look the other way?
Gilbert Institute was once considered elite back in the day. I don't know what it is now.
Isn't that like a primary school? You'd put a primary school in there?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Jamal.
Tanya Cheeseman says if you want to pay the degree helps. If you want to pay, the degree helps. But I think businesses use college degree to limit the application. Man, I'll tell you when I lost faith in the system is when I started reading job descriptions for certain jobs and they required a bachelor's degree, and you know that this is a job like retail jobs asking for a bachelor's degree, and I'm just like, I think retail is so unfair the way it works. In the US, at least, like it's basically commission. You're working commission. I don't think you should need a degree for that. Maybe customer service training and certain math courses to understand commission. But I just think the 4-year degree system is fine. It's a business at this point in many respects, and I don't think that business is fair to the majority of people. So. Michelle White says no, the degree could be in a basket weaving or geography and should be able to get a position in IB. All right, so yes or no, degree still worth it? Yes or no? Sherry, you say if you had to just do yes or no, not depends, yes or no?
I'll just go with yes.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna say hell no. I'm gonna say hell no. I'm that person. I'm gonna say no. If you ask me yes or no, I would say no. And the reason I say no is because for the majority of jobs that in the world, I don't think a degree is necessary. I think training, yes, but that's not necessarily a degree. Certification, maybe yes, but that's not necessarily a degree. So if you just gave me yes or no, I would say no. However, don't you dare take me to a doctor's office or my dentist and tell me that they don't have a degree.
You see those ladders, Jamal? You didn't see the ladders?
Yeah, I need to see them. I'm just being real with you. Shikarina says the first 2 years of college are typically general courses and not worth. Man, they had me doing a marriage and the family and something. I'm like, it's like college. I'm man. Anyway, let's bring Maya in before I get in trouble. Let's bring Maya in, get to the news break, and got Danielle coming up, folks. We got the
energy.
I got to tell you about my mocktail this weekend too.
Oh,
yeah, I had a nice one. It's I don't even remember what it's called. I have to show you guys the tin on social media or something, but it was pretty delicious. I think it was like a virgin mojito, but it was like blueberry something, but it was pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I'll tell you all about it later.
Okay.
All right. Over to Maya.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, madam. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good this morning.
Well, that is always wonderful to hear.
All right,
so you're not going to answer the question for us? I didn't want to ask. I thought she was going to jump in and give us something, Sherry.
I will jump right into the news. I have so much when it comes on whether or not school is important. I can go on and on forever. So I'm probably not going to put my opinion away.
So just okay.
Sure, Pete.
Okay, real quick. Yes, no, depends, or
depends.
Okay, cool. That's it. All right. Gotcha.
Cool. All right, well, good morning, everyone. This is the Daily Hour Newsbreak brought to you by People's Pharmacy. And I'm starting out this morning with the news of police trying to continuing the investigation on the murder of Patrick Deal. So here's a quick photo of the gentleman who was murdered. This marks the 7th anniversary of Patrick Deal. Mr. Deal was shot to death as he left his residence on Cross Lane in Pembroke and was about to get into his car to go to a party. This was about 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 21st of May in 2016. This was a senseless murder that took the life of Patrick, who at the time was just 26 years old and was in the prime of his life. Detective Inspector Jason Smith is renewing the appeal for community assistance. He says Patrick was a vibrant young man that was an IT technician working in international business. He was pursuing his goals and a productive member of society that was gunned down by unscrupulous men. So if you do know something, please say something. You could contact the detective on 717-0864 or again, speak to an officer that you trust.
All right. This is very sad, but I don't remember this murder. It's been so many. So do you know where this took place?
Yes, this took place at his residence, they say, on Cross Lane in Pembroke when he was about to go to a party in his car. So it was around 10:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, and I'm only trying to get information because if I don't know, chances are others don't know. And remember what I said, you something may trigger, you may remember something. Does anyone know where Cross Lane is? Cross Lane, you said, right?
Crossland Lane.
Cross Land Lane.
Crossland Lane.
I don't even know where that is.
No.
But again, when I see these police appeals, I always try to trigger my mind. When was this? This is crazy. Because growing up for me, I mean, I know about you, Sherry, but growing up for me, we did not have this. So as a young adult, this spiraled out of control. This is not good. But folks, I mean, we've been asking for peace and not necessarily closure, but just some sort of peace for families too often lately. And this family, this has been years. Like, let's do better as a community.
Yeah.
Again, someone somewhere always knows something.
Always. And that's just a reminder too of the recent fatality of Marco Warren. If you know something, say something. And next up on the news break, we have about education. So some updates on there. Here is it: the Bermuda Zoology Society, the Bermuda Institute of Ocean Science, the Bermuda Underwater Exploration Institute, KPMG in Bermuda, and the Association of Bermuda International Companies have all signed memorandums of understanding committing their support to the signature learning programs at Cedar Bridge Academy and the Berkeley Institute. Lisa D. Silva, who is the leader of the Education Reform Unit, stated that the learning partners who have signed up will enhance teaching and learning within the signature learning programs in new and innovative ways to contribute to curriculum and real-world project co-design and hosting work shadowing and internship opportunities. They will also help build teacher capabilities through professional learning opportunities and teacher externships, where educators are invited to spend time alongside the professionals in their work environments to better understand the knowledge and skills and the disposition of the young people that need to succeed there.
Sounds good.
Okay, interesting. They're moving along.
And an update on the CCTV cameras, as we talked about the last time I was on the show, about the number that they had, when they're going to do it. We're trying to get an update on that from the minister. And so I got an update, and the response is negotiations with the vendor on the terms of the contracts are in their final stages, and we are aiming to complete this process in the next few weeks.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get back to you in the next few weeks, Minister.
Because then we want next steps after that.
Correct.
To get the actual dates and knowing when it's going to be up and who was a successful vendor too, as well. It'd be great to know
that information.
Mm-hmm. And I'm closing out the news this morning real quick so we get our guest in. But the art exhibit for the primary schools starts today, which is exciting. So if you know an art teacher, thank them and congratulate them for all the work they did to get all the artwork together for all the schools. But it's advised that the Minister of Education and the Commissioner of Education will commemorate the opening of the 58th annual primary school art exhibition with brief remarks at the gallery at City Hall. Walk through between 5 and 7:30 p.m. today. So if you have the time, go out and see the art of the students.
Okay. How's the weather looking?
Weather's looking cloudy, very rainy, very very disgusting. It's not looking good. A couple of showers we should be expecting at a high of 75 degrees. So humidity, rain, grossness.
All righty. Real quickly before Sherry does the days of the year, I did see Bermuda on TV yesterday, and as I stated, Bermuda actually looked very good on TV. So props to everyone at the Bermuda Tourism Authority who made that happen. My hope is that Bermuda Tourism Authority can build on that and take advantage of the opportunities presented to them, which is being on the world stage once again with an elite event like that. So congratulations to the Bermuda Tourism Authority on work well done. And I know some people have reached out, said attendance weren't that great, but there was a lot going on yesterday. There were people who were at the Court Street Market that was happening. As Charles said on Twitter, there are people, out marking their spots for the parade later this week. That's something that they were doing. We understand there were, it was not as full, but the idea is that this event can bring a lot of visitors with it in the future. So hopefully it's the second, but there will be another opportunity for Bermuda to host such an elite event. So congrats again.
Yep, and also remembering that it was also the Bermuda Festival the night before, and also Flag Invasion the night before.
Invasion.
So yeah, you got to understand that.
That's what we could do. Blame Rusty for being so good at his job that he's got the whole island tired on a Sunday. So,
that is funny.
There you go.
Well, today's of the year. Today is International Day of Biological Diversity. If you're looking for a day to show your love for our planet, today is your day. The day is dedicated to making sure that Earth remains a place where all creatures, no matter what environment they depend on, can only survive but also thrive. Observe the day to support students who want to learn more about their environment.
I like that. And it just goes in tune with our guests today. They've done a lot as far as that. I think they've done something with the plastics.
Plastics.
Beyond plastic. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Again, this is why it's more than one person here, folks. Second time today. This is why they're here. But beyond plastic. So I think it goes hand in hand. Maya, thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, guys. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my sister. It is her birthday, so happy birthday, Indigo. Love you.
Happy birthday, sister. Happy birthday,
Gemini.
Yes, Gemini.
We can't have a birthday without doing a little birthday dance, right? So
really so serious.
Oh, we need a new song. Okay, we got a new song. Next time you'll just sing it. Wow. Goodbye, Maya. All right, happy birthday to Maya's sister Indigo. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some exciting conversation with Danielle Paynter from Bacardi.
Yeah, corny, but
haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate.
Get ahead of the summer heat with BAC's pre-summer sale on air conditioners. For a limited time only, you can enjoy a 15% discount on Lortec and Cooper and Hunter AC mini-split AC units, two of the most trusted brands in the industry. Plus, with financing options available, you can make your purchase even more affordable. But don't delay, this offer is only valid through May 31st or while supplies last. Whether you're looking to upgrade your home or office AC units, BAC has got you covered. Stay cool and comfortable this summer with BAC.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's next.
Celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah,
Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Righty, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, do not forget, we're going to be calling a name a bit later, so you don't want to tune out. You want to stay tuned in. It may be your name. Unfortunately for Sherilyn Johnson and Kathy Rogers, they decided to go have fun doing something else and miss the names called. So you don't want to be Sherilyn and Kathy today, all right? So stay tuned, wait for that countdown, hear your name, and you'll not only get a voucher for one of our partners, but you'll be eligible to go in the draw for this Friday's giveaway for one of the prizes from the BAC Group of Companies. But that said, without further ado, let's bring in our guest today. Give a warm TDH welcome to our good friend from Bacardi, Danielle Paynter. Good morning and welcome. Welcome back. How are you?
Good morning. I am great. Every time I come on the show, I get a little butterfly in my stomach, and then I listen to the pre-show and I want to get in on the conversation. So, can I tell you?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I have mixed feelings about this, but I do think university and getting a degree is very helpful, not necessarily because of the subject, but because of the discipline it instills in you and prepares you to enter the workforce, which is in Bermuda, at least, is still quite traditional in terms of its expectations. And then you made this comment about, is it a region or a generational thing? Yeah. I think at the moment, a lot of the senior people making hiring decisions are very old school, and they expect to see that piece of paper still. But I'd love people to know that I studied something very unrelated to the role that I'm in now. So I don't think it prevents you from getting opportunities or jobs that you really want. And I think the key is to learn networking skills and how to basically sell yourself, build your personal brand, and be able to talk about the value you can bring to an organization. And some of those things are learned through a university experience, but can be learned in other places. But I do think it's helpful.
Now I want to ask you what your degree is in. I'm puzzled.
Nobody would ever guess. I'm a very different person than I was in university. So my degree is in kinesiology and health science, actually.
I was going to say chemistry. I was going to say chemistry, but I'm like, I just knew it.
No, I was a bit of a tomboy, which is like really funny. I don't think I wore heels until I got to college, and now you will not find me not in heels.
That is funny. I could see that.
Yeah, I was very athletic growing up, so I just wanted to stay doing something in the sports arena. So I was going to go on and do physiotherapy and all this. This was my idea, but came back to Bermuda, fell into the international business world, and here I am.
I love it. But I appreciate you, and we do encourage our guests to listen to the conversation, because I do love when you guys come in and share your perspective, and thank you for that, because I think we're all in agreement. I made friends that I would have never made had I not left Bermuda, like never, because we come from such a small environment, a small town, right? So you know how they say in Texas, Texas is the largest state in the South, right? There are people in Texas who've never left their small town, right? And when I became an adult and left Bermuda and went away to school, I didn't know people in my neighborhood that stayed like houses from me, had never left Bermuda. I could not imagine the mindset, because immediately when I was placed in a different environment, even though there were a lot of Bermudians in that first space in Huntsville, it was so different to me. It was so new. It was like, I mean, Sherry, obviously you went at a much younger age, but I appreciate that. And I think the power of networking and connecting, and, I was that guy who I made friends. I was in the hallway shaking hands. I was the Johnny Bonds of campus, right? But especially when I went to graduate school. Really, Sherry. So I agree with you. But again, I'm not a hiring person like that. Your degree wouldn't matter to me necessarily if you got the job skill and the networking power.
Yeah.
But as I stated, I'm dead serious in saying this. No jokes, folks. I want my doctor and my dentist, anyone who's responsibility for my life and well-being, to have some sort of formal education. All right, but we're getting to spaces because, and we'll talk about it because Bacardi's been in the news a lot lately. And you are training people, you are doing stuff like that, and we'll get to that. And it's not necessarily the traditional formal education, but it goes back to what I said about training. But just remind people, Danielle, of what it is that you do at Bacardi before we jump in.
Yes, I am the Director of Corporate Affairs. That's my title, but a large majority of my job is talking about what Bacardi is doing in the community. So I head up marketing, communications, and PR for the Bermuda market. I also lead the philanthropy committee for Bacardi here in Bermuda. So I'm telling our stories, making sure people are aware, and trying to showcase how we're always striving to do the right thing. So that's my role. And then on the side, why I'm called Director of Corporate Affairs is because I do project manage the annual report and the AGM for Bacardi. So that's another chunk of my job.
We love it. It sounds like a fun job, and you definitely seem to enjoy it, and they're lucky to have you. Bacardi has been doing a lot of good work lately. I mean, every time you look, there's something else that you're tied to. And it's not just in the community, but it's for the community, if that makes sense. Like I just said, the training. Why is this corporate social responsibility so important for the brand?
Honestly, I think it's ingrained in the DNA and culture of the company. So even since it was founded, Bacardi has always said, we're going to do the right thing for the communities in which we operate. And Bermuda is one of those key communities. This is the location of our global headquarters. We came here in the 60s and have grown since then to now have that gorgeous building on Pitts Bay Road, employing lots of local Bermudians who have their families here, who have grown up here. So we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing, not only for our staff, but for our community. I think it's just part of our DNA. And when I joined Bacardi, that was one of the first things, you learn about the culture and the values. And one of them is family. So Bermuda is our family, so we want to take care of it.
Wonderful. And I love Bacardi, but
drink
a little bit of both, especially when we talk about this particular brand. Speak to us about one of my favorite vodka brands, Grey Goose Essence relaunch in Bermuda. I love Grey Goose.
Before I talk about that, I'd love to just remind the listening audience a bit about what we're doing for the community and the environment, because I think it all does interconnect. But one of the things I wanted to remind people or share with people if they missed the press release is some of the incredible improvements we've made at our headquarters to make it more greener and more environmentally friendly. And I think it's important to share this because I'm hoping it inspires other corporate companies and individuals to be more mindful about the environment. And then we can talk about mindful drinking right after that. But we've recently installed solar panels on the roof of Bacardi now. We're going to have this cool event, Flip the Switch to Solar, next month, where our building will transition to solar power. We've also just installed, it's called a smart energy chiller system. And I talk about those two things because with that installation of the chiller system, we're lowering our energy usage by 40%. And combined with the solar panels, we're lowering our energy usage. And then also we've lowered our carbon emissions by 70% with these two initiatives. And I'm just so proud of it. I'm so proud of Stuart Crockle, our facilities manager, who's been spearheading a lot of that. And I think it's a testament to we're not just saying things, we're walking the talk, we're making the investment, we're creating a more healthier environment for our staff, we're doing right by the planet, and we're just trying to make a difference. And the other thing, we've also installed LED lighting, people probably know this because it's a Bermudian thing, but you know, we recycle all our rainwater that comes through for our fountains and our bathrooms. So we're just trying to inspire others and make those changes ourselves. And that's all part of what we call our good spirited ESG sustainability program.
Love that.
I love it. I mean, I like what you said in there is that you're hoping that what you're doing inspires others to do it. And I think that's the goal when it comes to philanthropy, but also being a leader in, you know, we talk about energy and environmental issues, but how many of us are actually doing it? I mean, I'll use the US. How many people are actually carpooling to play their role? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need daily reminders, I think. And that's, you know, we have this partnership with Beyond Plastic, who's out there in the community trying to educate people around the detrimental effects of single-use plastic, not only on the environment, but also on your health. Mm-hmm. And I'm also really proud to say we just got awarded the KBB Partnership Award recently for all the work that Bacardi is doing in sustainability and for our champion partner status with Beyond Plastic. And we're going to continue that. We're having a big event as well in June with them on World Oceans Day to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of our partnership and to celebrate all the new champion partners that have come on. We were the first, and I think since we've come on over the last year, they're now up to almost 30 champion partners, wow, including those in the food and beverage industry who are switching all their serveware to more environmentally friendly options. And, you know, Beyond Plastic always credits us for taking that risk on them, supporting them, and being like a leader and inspiring others. And it's nice to say Bacardi is doing it, so you can do it. So, yeah, I'm really proud of all that we've done.
Yeah, for sure. This is, and obviously the audience recognizes it. That this is awesome, and it's not easy being the first. It's not easy. I tell you, it's not easy being that first company to take that risk. And especially, I don't know what the internals are like. If you're pushing it and people inside probably like, I don't know, let's wait. No, that's impressive. And congratulations to you all for taking these steps to be a leader in this space. And it's all about not just saying I'm an ally, but actually being an ally in the work.
Well, you know, the good thing about Bacardi, I was going to say, is that because you've been there so long, you've been able to nurture the community for a number of years. So to be able to implement these things or come on board with these different things is a great transition because we all love Bacardi.
Yeah, we have been on this island since 1965, I believe. And, you know, the initiatives we're doing are not just local, just for the listening audience to know, by 2030, we're committed to being 100% plastic free across our operations globally. So it's a huge milestone that we're working towards. Bermuda is getting there, but of course we have so many other offices and production sites and plants worldwide, and we're making those differences in our packaging and just trying, again, to do what's right for the planet.
Awesome.
Nice.
And now, as I mentioned before, my favorite spirit, favorite brand, vodka and Grey Goose coming together. I love it. We have the Grey Goose Essence relaunch in Bermuda. Speak to us about that.
Yeah, this is such a cool innovation. And for anyone listening, pull out your phone and follow @the Bacardi Guy on Instagram, because you're going to see all this stuff I'm talking about today. Don't write it down, just follow us and you'll get all that information. But Grey Goose Essences is a new innovation. It launched in Bermuda in a real way, I want to say last year, but it's a new product within the Grey Goose original line. And what makes it different is that it's infused with real fruit flavors. So not just your standard vodka, but actually with some flavor to it. And I don't want anyone to think it's artificial flavoring, because it's not. It's infused with real fruit. And it has a lower alcohol content. So normally your drinks have a 40% proof. This has a 30% proof. So this is really the ideal spirit for someone that likes to drink quality and wants to be more mindful in their drinking. And when I say that, you want to enjoy your drink. You're not looking to get drunk. You want to have a great experience and still be able to enjoy the moment of what you're doing. You're not just there to keep drinking. You're there to truly enjoy the people around you, the action of the event you're at, and still have a quality, great tasting spirit.
Awesome. And with speaking with that, before Jamel jumps into it, what are some of the various flavors that one can enjoy? Because I am like a lemon, lime, strawberry, mango. Like what kind of flavors?
There's a strawberry and lemongrass flavor, which is very popular. There's white peach and rosemary, which is also extremely, I might as well just say they're all popular. There's 3. And there's watermelon and basil. So just imagine those flavor combinations. They just sound delicious in their own right. They have that aroma of those flavors as well. And the thing I love about Grey Goose essences is that the cocktails to make with them are very simple. If you're not a cocktail mixologist and you don't know how to do all this and add all the ingredients, my favorite cocktail is simply white peach and rosemary with elderflower tonic water. You know, the Fever Tree elderflower tonic water. Put that in, stir, and just garnish with a rosemary sprig that you pick out of your garden. Perfect, easy, delicious, refreshing. Totally, you got to try it. You try it.
Well, you had me at lemongrass. That would be my favorite one.
So the strawberry and lemongrass and the white peach and rosemary are the 2 most popular flavors in Bermuda. But I don't think people can't sleep on the watermelon basil. I mean, put a little fresh basil in it as well. Actually, I have written down here.
I thought she was about to bring out a glass this early.
I mean, call it a mimosa.
No. But so with that watermelon basil, I have this recipe. So it's the watermelon basil, add some fresh lime juice, some elderflower liqueur, salt your rim with salted chili, because a little spice on it. That's a really good cocktail as well. And all these recipes you can find at our Instagram if you click the link in bio.
Okay.
All right. Well, Karen Simmons did say she started following the Bacardi guide since she came last time, and she don't drink. So see right there, you've got her attention.
Exactly.
Well, I'm so glad because we also use it to inform people about the things we're doing in the community, and special pros, even if it's not for you. And then if you don't drink, we are launching a martini non-alcoholic.
Yeah, baby.
Well, hold on now. There's a growing trend of cocktail lovers loving non-alcoholic options. Go ahead, Jamel. How has Bacardi responded to this?
Well, this is a global trend. This is not, it's just something where it's 2 things. Again, people want to drink more mindfully, choosing quality over quantity. And then there's a growing trend of people that just don't want to drink alcohol. And, but they still want to be in these occasions where people typically do drink, and they want to feel like they're part of it, but not necessarily drink alcohol. So the Grey Goose essences was actually a response to that. That's something that we call low alcohol. So again, you don't really get drunk off of it. But then we have the no. So there's no low is the cocktail movement. And the no are products like the martini non-alc, which is like they start with a wine and then remove all the alcohol and then infuse it with botanicals and different flavors from organic things. This is the martini vermouth line. And then it's a great aperitivo drink that you, again, just mix simply with tonic water. And we're also seeing a lot of people choose to drink earlier in the day versus this nightclub movement. So these products are just for day drinking occasions. They're light and they're refreshing. And you can do a lot with them. They're like a nice base spirit that you can get fancy with. So Jamal, if you come to the Bacardi bar, our guy Ryan makes amazing non-alcoholic mocktails.
I'll be there. You ain't got to tell me twice. Look, I'm a find a way to have fun. I will find a way. Danielle, before we wrap it up, I want to just go back to the training because I've seen numerous articles. One thing I've realized.
I forgot to talk about the promo we have with Grey Goose Essences.
Oh, please do, yes, because I saw something about a catamaran and some winning, and I was trying to keep that for me though.
Now, very quickly for everyone listening, again, if you follow up Bacardi Guy, you'll get all this information. But because we're promoting Grey Goose Essences, because it's a mindful drinking option for day drinking occasions, you know, when you go out the brunch, boat, beach, we're running a promotion right now with Boris and Lightborn. So if you buy a bottle of one of those 3 delicious flavors I just mentioned, you can find them in the supermarket or Boris Lightborn stores. You just take a picture of your receipt, upload it to the website, which you can find on the link in bio at the Bacardi Instagram, and you can be entered to win a 4-hour cruise for you and 24 of your friends on the Vivra Catamaran. And if you buy a bottle, that counts as 3 entries. Alternatively, you can buy 2 Grey Goose Essence cocktails in any restaurant across the island. Again, upload the receipt to the website that you can find at the Bacardi Guy, and you will get 1 entry to win the contest. And the contest runs from May 1st to June 12th, and we're announcing a winner every 2 weeks.
Do I need a purchase in Bermuda? I just want to be
yes.
Just trying to get it.
Jamal thought it. I said it.
I'm thinking who I could send get some bottles. But look, we want this van, folks. Folks, follow at the Bacardi Guy right now. Click the link. Just get purchasing. And she said 4 hours for 24 people. 24. I will give you my dates when I'm going to be in Bermuda so that you can. When you win it, you can invite me. You don't have to invite Sherry. We're not a package deal. But no, this is great. So 4-hour cruise.
You remember that, Jamal.
4-hour cruise. On what's the name of the catamaran?
The Vivra Catamaran. Vivre. It's a beautiful, it's branded actually with Grey Goose. It's part of the True Charters group.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just one more time. Remind them how they can win, please.
Okay, so buy a bottle of Grey Goose Essences. There's 3 flavors to choose from at any supermarket or Boris and Lightborn store. Take a photo of your receipt, upload it to the website, which you can find at the link in bio at the Bacardi Guy. And it's super simple form. Like, don't be intimidated that it's going to be a long process. So easy. And you will be entered to win, and you get 3 counts of entry for 1 bottle. Or you can buy 2 Grey Goose Essence cocktails at any restaurant. And again, take a picture of the receipt, upload it to the site, and you're entered to win. Super easy, super quick. You can enter as many times as you want. And we're announcing a winner every 2 weeks. We've already announced 1. I think we're going to be announcing the second one soon. And it's such great value. On the cruise, we will provide a bartender and bar, food, music. Like, it's going to be a vibe.
I need to start calling like 3 and 4 different people, like buy it. Yeah, I got
exactly. Super easy and totally worth it. And you'll enjoy it. It's not going to be the bottle that just sits on your bar and you're never going to drink it. So you might as well. And again, as you entertain friends that don't want to get drunk and want something very light, it's such a great option.
I want in, folks. I want in. Danielle, okay, before you go, so I've seen a lot of proud families sharing pictures and video of their young people who recently done the course. Just speak to us. How did it go? And I think that's one of the most awesome things, because it goes back to what I said. Yeah. It's not just about philanthropy. It's about like actually doing work for the community, providing opportunities for the community. That to me was amazing. Speak to us, update us on that.
Yeah, so you're talking about our Shake Your Future program, where we took 7 young adults, unemployed young adults, and we went with them to London, where they attended the European Bartending School for a 4-week program. It was super intense. I don't think they were expecting it. They take bartending very seriously across the world because it's a real career that someone can have in the hospitality industry. And I think it's such an opportunity for young Bermudians, because with that type of training, you're going to bring a different level to this island, and you're going to, people are going to want to enjoy your cocktails, and you're just going to add this incredible experience to the tourism product. But the candidates are back. They have graduated from the European Bartending School. They have just gone through some branding and social media workshops, and they've just started their work placement across bars and restaurants in Bermuda. And we're going to be celebrating their graduation close to the end of June. And hopefully all of them will walk out of this program with full-time employment. That is the goal. And we've launched this program across several markets across the globe. And there's an 80% rate of people who have secured full-time jobs following this Shake Your Future program. So we're hoping for a better number than that, but very excited that we are really transforming lives through this opportunity and giving people new skills that they can, choose to use here working for a restaurant, or choose to use as they create their own business. Like, you don't have to work for anyone. Create your own mixology catering company. Yeah. There's so many endless possibilities.
I absolutely love the way she thinks, because just now when you said, you hope it's better than 80%, folks, it can be better than the 80%. Simply, if you can't find something, create something. That's the time we're living in. Thank you. Obviously, the audiences appreciates it. Kathy Rogers says that's awesome. Marquita Lee says this was an awesome one. Congratulations, Shake Your Future graduates, especially my daughter Kiara. Some participants out there, and congratulations from Michelle White. No, congratulations to Bacardi and the participants for doing this. And we speak about inspiring others. My hope is that other organizations can find ways to create opportunities for Bermudians like you have. I think you are definitely the standard at this point. You're setting the example in so many ways, and we're really, really happy and proud that you trust this platform to engage with this awesome audience. So thank you so much, Danielle.
Awesome.
Yes, thanks so much for having me, and for your audience for listening in. Again, follow us at the Bacardi Guys so you can stay on top of all the things that we're doing in the community. There's so much more we could have talked about with all the stuff we've done and what we're going to be doing, but we'll come back.
We could do monthly, but we'll talk later. Thank you so much, Danielle. Have a wonderful one. Talk soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Danielle.
Bye, Sherry.
Danielle Paynter of Bacardi, folks. If you appreciate it, I just kicked my light out. That's why it went dark just now. I was so excited I kicked the light out. But folks, don't forget, hit up at the Bacardi Guy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this break. We're going to do that 60-second countdown. We're going to call a name. So if you're not a TDH member, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Peace out. But if you are, you want to stick around to see if your name's called. I'm going to try to turn this light back on. Give me a couple seconds, Sherry.
All right.
If you haven't been to ER Fisheries in a while, it's time to hop in the car, drive east, and come check out what we have to offer. ER Fisheries and Foods is a Bermuda-based food company that sells a variety of food products to local customers. We are, of course, known for high-quality food items, including specialty meats and seafood, but we offer so much more. We have evolved from a small community-driven ordering window to a modern freezer front with easily accessible products. Our newly revamped store offers customers a top-tier shopping experience, and we also offer delivery. Regardless of your preferences or diet, we have something for everyone, including chicken, many varieties of seafood, pork, lamb, beef, plant-based items, fruit and veggies, bread, dairy, and grocery items. So come check us out for your specialty grocery needs. ER Fisheries is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at 134 Marginal Wharf, Southside St. David's.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Danielle Paynter from Bacardi, and congratulations to everyone at Bacardi. They're doing the work out there at One Pitch Bay Road, so congrats to them. Congrats to everyone who's supporting them. Let's do the 60-second countdown, then we'll do the daily play. So let me just bring it up.
Yeah, clock, that's intimidating.
And let's refresh. This person's here, so shouldn't be a long countdown. Let's see. Where's the countdown? Don't need it, but the name, person has 60 seconds to respond. Karen Edward Simmons. I think she's playing with me. She's playing with me. Karen, I think you're playing with me. She is doing a Larry.
This is something else. I'm like, seriously, Karen, this is the day?
You made it, Auntie Karen. You made it. So Karen Simmons joins Sean DeShields and Marcia Bradshaw as the three people who have successfully answered here. So you will get a voucher from us, but you'll also be in the running on Thursday for the big giveaway. All right. So congratulations. Sherry, you were texting, weren't you?
I did.
Yeah. Sherry, say, folks, hey, make sure Sherry's got your number. Just hit her up. Make sure she's got your number.
The thing. Karen's not usually like on the phone like that. Like she hasn't even looked at it. The last time she looked at her phone was yesterday. So I was really taking a chance with that. So
well, and real quickly, the reason to count down 60 seconds, folks, is because we understand that when you're watching, it's a delay based on where you're watching, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the delay, sometimes people could be almost a minute behind, if not more. So we understand that. So that's why I know some people's like, oh, that's a long time. No, it's a delay. It's like radio. It's like TV. There's a delay. You're not watching everything in real time. Despite it being live, it's not actual real time. So that's why we have to give that amount of time. But congratulations to you, Karen. Look, it's thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we're able to have this kind of fun and informative conversations. It's time for the Daily Play, though. It's time for the Daily Play. Brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sherry, are you ready?
Sure, Jamal.
It's Bermuda Day Trivia. There's three answers to this one question. She has to get one of them.
You're trying to get my Bermuda card taken.
She has to get one of them. Here's the question, folks, and I know the audience is going to give you the answer. Bermuda Day was previously known as what?
Heritage Day? No? What's it? Queen something? I don't know, Jamal. I know you said it. Somebody tell me. Karen? What was the previous name? 24th of May?
Bermuda Day was previously known as Victoria Day, Empire Day, and Commonwealth Day.
I feel like I said something about the Queen.
Thank you, Manuela John, for bringing some sense to this conversation. You all can't be serious with your 24th. It was never called 24th of May. That's us being Bermudians. All right?
Look at them getting all mad at us.
Sure. Yeah, I'm getting mad at you. That on my nerve. Hey, look. That caused an argument. It's in the Bermuda Trivia holiday version, and I love, I like playing Don King. If you haven't noticed, right? So, I love Bermuda Trivia for that fact. Like people arguing. I was actually told
debating.
I was told that they were playing it at a PLP like tea or meeting or something. And it caused this argument, and I loved every bit of it. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. But anyway, it's not about what I like. It's not about what you all enjoy. So, Sherry, let's wrap it up. Today's conversation, we talked college, and then we talked about the great work Bacardi is doing and that cruise that someone on this show is going to win and invite me.
Or me. I do, college, for me, it just depends on the degree. And I feel like there shouldn't be too much stock, depending on what area there is in degrees, more so in value in training and experience and skills. So just all depends on what area you want to go into. But when we talk about Bacardi, we talk about training, they definitely put a lot of value in the person and in their company to provide certain things. I love, we talked about training, we talked about Grey Goose Essence relaunch, we talked about having this prize that somebody's going to win for me. And I Bacardi in its entirety.
I'll say this much about college. Danielle said it. You've said it. The audience has said it. It's about networking and connecting. I got my first job at Radio Disney just by going on monster.com, which is like what Indeed is today, right? during that time, I made friends with the director of my department, but also I had very great relationships with my professors. I just shook hands, took ginger beer, or dark and stormy when necessary. No, it didn't get me good grades. Trust me, I had to work for this. But it was about relationship building. And it was a professor of mine who was part-time, but he was also a local news anchor. And to this day, he's still a local news anchor at the local Fox station. And he liked me. I was unique. I was the only black guy in my program. I was Bermudian. I sounded different. And he asked me, how would I like to work in radio? And he made a call for me. And that's how I got my big break in kind of working as a morning show producer in a top 50 market in the US. So would I have gotten into this space without going to college? I probably wouldn't have, because I believe Bermuda is a very small and it's a pretty who you know kind of thing. But coming back with the type of experience that I did have helped me a bit. I was able to make some great friends, people that are now on some of the favorite shows that you watch today. So I definitely believe the experience is something that shouldn't be taken lightly. The degree, yes, it's important, but as Danielle pointed out, she's not doing what she has a degree in. So it really is based on your desires and the opportunities that you create for yourself. As far as Bacardi, I honestly, they are setting the standard. As I said, they're an example of what we should be looking for in our corporate partners. So I know that there are people out there who are looking for opportunities. I like what Danielle said. If you're not able to secure employment, you have the skills now to create your own opportunity for yourself. Go and have your bartending service. So I love the way they think. I like what they're doing in the community and for the community. And I say once again, props to Bacardi. Sherry, do you have some daily inspiration for us?
I do. Our daily inspiration is being brought to you by ER Fisheries. Mistakes are a fact of life. It is the response to the error that counts. And that's from Nikki Giovanni, poet.
All righty, folks. If you haven't already, get ahead of the heat and save 15% on Loratac and Cooper and Hunter AC units during BAC's pre-summer sale. Financing is also available. Offer is good through May 31st or while supplies last. So take advantage of it. Don't wait until you can take the heat when things are back at full price. All right. I ain't coming to your house to your barbecue unless you got your AC hooked up. Don't forget, subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We're out. Peace.